Hello, beautiful warriors. It's been a while since I've gotten on here and done some motivational talking, but I thought it was time because lately I've been getting a lot of questions about happiness. People are asking me, how am I so happy all the time? How do I stay so positive? How do you find self-love and motivation and inspiration all the time, not just once in a while here and there? So I think it's time to just talk a little bit about being happy. I guess we have to start with what is the definition of happy? Let's look it up, shall we? Internet is working slow. That is definitely not the definition of happiness. Okay, here we go. Well, that helps. The internet says happiness, the state of being happy. Yeah, we got that. Thank you for your help. Let me look another one up. Hold on. I think dictionary.com actually has it wrong. Their definition of happiness is good fortune, pleasure, contentment, and joy. So as we see, the definition of happiness can really vary, and it really depends how you define happiness. I define happiness 100% with self-worth and self-love. I refuse to put my happiness on other people and other circumstances because that can be deadly. Happiness is a choice. It is within you. It is something that you choose to be. Let's break this down a little bit more. I choose to put happiness in my own hands because that way I am in control of my own happiness. So what I mean by that is that I'm not waiting for outer situations or outer forces to bring me joy, contentment, a feeling of self-worth, a feeling of self-love, and an overall happiness when I wake up every day. I don't define my happiness on how much money's coming in. I don't define my happiness on who loves me and who doesn't. I don't define my happiness on what my resume looks like or what job I recently got. I don't define my happiness of how much I have or how much I don't have. I define my happiness 100% with myself, how I feel about myself, how I love myself, how I treat myself, my self-respect, how I allow others to treat me, how I think about myself, what thoughts I allow to go through my head and believe and what thoughts I don't. These are all the factors that come into my general overall happiness every day in my life. It's a constant practice. It's a choice I make every day to wake up and go, today you will choose to love yourself. Today you will choose to know how worthy you are of being happy and being loved. And as crazy, as simple and spiritual and hippie-like as that statement might seem, it is the true essence of who we are. We are here on earth to be happy, to be us, to be who we are. I always go back to self-love, or my mantra, be beautiful. Because when we accept ourselves as we are, who we are, without any outside forces, without any other gifts coming to us, then we can really identify with the true self, not the self that is always waiting for opportunities to come, for money to come in, for love to come in, for acceptance to come in. When we just seek within ourselves, then we can look deeper inside and we start to figure out, what are the things that make me happy? What are the habitual patterns that I keep repeating that are bringing me unhappiness? Why am I doing these things? What am I actually looking for? And then you start digging deeper and deeper and deeper into the root of the problem. And ultimately, you start to break yourself down, and break yourself down in a good way, not in a bad way, even though a breakdown might happen in the process. And that is part of the process. And that's, I think, the part that maybe many of us are scared to confront. But unless you confront all the factors in your mind and your thought and your soul in your life, then you really will never be able to truly find legitimate, open, full, free happiness, because you're always going to be battling yourself. In my life, I really had kind of like that aha moment when I realized that I was always putting my problems on other people or my happiness on other people, blaming other people, making excuses for myself of why I couldn't do this or why I couldn't do that or why I couldn't be happy or why I wasn't worthy enough or why I wasn't worthy of love. It wasn't until I really realized that all those things come from within myself that I was able to start creating change, big change, a change that completely shifted my life so that every morning I wake up and I see the beauty in life rather than the victimization of it. We've all had struggles in our lives. Nobody's life is easy. It's all about those challenges coming to us. And the question is, how do we receive them? Do we receive to be looked at as victims, or do we receive it as a gift, an opportunity for growth, a gift to look further inside our minds and really dig down deep in there and see where these roots of the problems are coming from in our mind. Recently, I read this quote from Alan Watts, one of my heroes. It's so plain, so obvious, and so simple. And yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it was necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. We're taught that if we don't accomplish certain things, if we don't gain money, power, fame, fortune, success, popularity, that somehow we're not worthy enough. We're not worthy to have happiness. We're not worthy of self-love. But if we continue to train our brains to think this way, we are never going to find happiness. Human nature is never satisfied. So for example, you've got that really hot man, the guy that treats you great, he takes care of you, you have a great life together, you're always laughing, everything is fine, everything is great. But why are you always looking around? He's cute, he's cute, he's cute. Human nature loves to do that. We love to do that. We're never satisfied with what we have. We're always searching for more, as if there's bigger, better, more. There must be a fountain of youth somewhere. If I just take this diet pill, then I could be skinny and then I would be happy. If I didn't have this wrinkle on my forehead, then maybe I would be happy. If my nose wasn't as big and it was cute and little, maybe I would be happy. If he loved me, then I would be happy. If I could just afford to go on that little vacation in the mountains, then I would be happy. If I could get the upgrade on the house or the job, then I would be happy. So we're always saying, if I could, then I would. And this is a really dangerous place to live in the mind. Expectation will always bring disappointment. And I'm not saying don't have goals. I'm not saying don't reach higher and bigger and dream and go and search. What I'm saying is be grateful for what you have right now. But don't define your self-worth or self-love on these things, on these material, superficial things, or on things that you cannot control. Because guess what, you guys? We can't control anything in life, right? Everything is ever changing. We have to let go of this control. We have to let go of these expectations. We have to let go of these really superficial, crazy, ridiculous ideas that if I had this, I would be this. You know what? You're here, you're alive, you're living, you're breathing, you're present. You have opportunity to create anything you want in your life. That right there is happiness. It's passion, it's pure passion, and not a passion for anything in specific, just a passion for myself. So it always will root back to self. It will always root back to self-love and self-worth. So let's get there. Let's talk about that a little bit. I think another thing our society definitely does not promote is self-love. It's often called vanity. You're so vain if you love yourself. Selfish, how dare you think about yourself before you think about someone else. We look at self-love as something negative in the society. It's definitely not something that's looked at as like, yay, you love yourself. I know sometimes I say, I love me, and people freak out and they think I'm crazy and they write all sorts of nasty comments on my Instagram. Well, I love me, take that. See, I think loving ourselves and saying I love me is a super healthy thing. If you don't love you, then how can you expect anyone else to love you? We often go to other people to feed us the love that we should be finding within ourselves. And once again, there we go, putting happiness into someone else's hands. Dangerous game, you guys. It's a dangerous game. So what is it to love yourself? So think about the person that you love most in the world, whoever that may be. It could be a pet even. I love my dog. I definitely love my dog. And think about how you treat them, how you think of them, how you speak to them, how you love them, how you respect them, how you take care of them. This is self-love. This is how you should be loving yourself. Same way. Treat yourself nice. Invite yourself to beautiful things. Tell yourself beautiful things. Think beautiful things. Choose to believe beautiful things about yourself and respect yourself. Then self-worth comes into play. That we are worthy of beautiful things. We are worthy of respect. We are worthy of being treated well. And so we allow those things to come into our lives. And the things that don't treat us well, the things that don't come with love, shush away and say, no, thank you, that's not for me. It really comes down to a little bit of compassion and a little bit of kindness for yourself. And that might seem like a really, really simple thing. And it is a really, really simple thing. And I think that's why we often try to complicate it and we make it bigger than it is. It's choosing to be happy. It's choosing to be kind. It's choosing to have compassion. It's choosing to say, hey, I am a dope ass bitch the way that I am, and I need nothing more. I don't need anybody's love to approve my worth. I don't need to be rich to show that I'm worthy, that I'm here, that I'm present. I don't need a big degree or a big job to show or prove anything. I am enough because guess what, you guys? Because of this. Because I am alive. Life force energy. Because I breathe. Because I'm here. Because I'm present. And that is self-love. And that is worthy enough. And that is happiness.